everyone. I do work at Intel. Although the title of our group is 5G infrastructure, we focus on the network. So this is going to be more of the network side development kit. And we focus on everything from the antenna all the way back to the core. So it's not just 5G, it's also 4G and 3G, and as you see, a multi-access going forward. Let's see if this is which way. We always have to show our legal disclaimer. So we see the networks are changing quite a bit. Today, the networks are built pretty homogeneously. So, you know, it was built for phones, it was built for tablets and very specific needs. But now with 5G, all these things are going to be connected. And the enterprises are really excited about this because they have different ideas on how to do their connectivity along with their IoT applications. So we see different enterprises, including things like manufacturing, healthcare, airlines, just to give you an example, where they want to have their own private or semi-private LTE, and then within their own campuses have IoT sensors giving them mission-critical information or being able to handle those applications on campus and not have those things leave their campuses. Even as consumers, the network is getting more personal. So that's, thinking this is right back. Maybe not. So when we started looking at the network a few years ago with several carriers, we looked at the network and we understood that all these different things are going to get connected. Some say 60 billion, there's research saying 200 billion, but if you connect all of these different things, the backhaul gets congested. So at the edge of the network, everywhere from the antenna to the core, if you open up that piece of the network, it can solve a lot of those problems. You can do the processing right at the edge, very close to the end device. And that solves not only latency, but also you can get better positioning information. You can do things, even if just by putting the server there, the latency due to proximity gets reduced. It has since then become a 5G pillar, because putting computes at the edge of the network helps enable 5G, because now you can use those computes for that processing. You can also help with spectrum efficiencies. So different applications that are already written can be deployed or onboarded onto this system, and therefore giving you the ability to even take applications that the enterprise would like to have better quality of experience running at the edge. It also solves some high bandwidth issues because you're doing more performance right there at the edge of the network. This isn't the right deck, by the way. So this is the convergence of IT and telco. We see this happening due to edge computing, multi-access edge computing, which is a standard that was created to standardize how to put applications at the edge of the network. And it started off at cellular networks and has expanded to any type of wireless and even fixed networks at the edge. So they're defining specific APIs so you can run all these different applications and create a venue, like a stadium venue which has been deployed, where a Formula One race where you get the same experience as the driver going around the racetrack. Now, I'm not a real big fan of race cars, but it would be fun to see what the driver sees. And so it keeps the fans coming back. So the stadium owner is the one that shares in the business model for that type of use case. All those different applications can then be run on the same type of platform. Having multiple different radio technologies available, so when 5G comes along, it's a 5G RAT, multiple radio access transmissions. It can be 28 gig, 39 gig, whatever they define. However, these things are already getting deployed today on LTE. So the Edge kit that we've come up with is a fully virtualized kit. So you're already developing in a virtualized environment. And the virtualized environment is very low latency. So it's less than 10 microseconds for the hypervisor latency. So you keep that low latency available for those time-critical applications. It follows the REST APIs to onboard the applications just like you're in a data center. So if you're used to data center development, this looks very much like an IT or data center kit. It has the ability to do DNS, and today we focus on GDP and GDP decapsulation, but coming at the end of this month, we'll have IP, so as if it was a Wi-Fi access instead of a cellular access. These are the different libraries and modules that comes with the kit provided by Intel, and these are source libraries. So some of the innovation can also be applied just to the platform that gets deployed in the operators or the enterprise network. There also comes with an eNode B emulator and the EPC emulator, so it looks and feels as if you're developing your application within the network. The NTS is the Network Traffic Services and kind of isolates you but gives you the information about the traffic coming off the S1 interface so that you can use that information based on policies to enhance your application or create new applications that require positioning or other types of analytics, radio information. And the NES is the Network Edge Services, which gives you the API to connect to the platform and work in the virtual machine. And the NIS is like an inventory of registration for the application, so it can be orchestrated from the edge device from the cloud to the edge device, or placed once it's in the catalog of the orchestrator, placed wherever wherever it's needed. So we see different critical technologies coming that are necessary. You need an agile software to find network. And if you have that foundation like a multi-access edge computing foundation, that foundation can remain the same. So your application can reside on different vendors' systems using the same APIs. And that's some of the value that mobile edge computing or multi-access edge computing gives you. 5G is going to further utilize the SDN and NFV for this part of the network as well as the rest of the network. Wireless connectivity, the multi-access edge computing and our SDK is wireless agnostic. It comes with an eNode B, but it's simply for development, and it will have a Wi-Fi access as well by the end of the month. Other things that we see coming is machine learning. I know the car was taken as an example. The car carries a lot of data. Pulling the information out of the car into the network and then feeding the car information from the infrastructure or from the environment. The car learns from the edge, and the infrastructure or the smart city learns from different vehicles. So I know DSRC is vehicle to vehicle pretty much, but this can feed multiple vehicles all at once. It's just like another UE. So we have several different use cases that are already being deployed, and not only with cellular, but alternative spectrum as well. Robotics is one, machine learning, which we just talked about, along with remote factories. The augmented reality is a big one these days. This one is deployed in China at the National Museum, where the museum was losing interest from their members and their members' youth. The youth would come in and look at their phone, do testing. They weren't interested in the artifacts. With augmented reality now, they point their phone at the artifact, and the artifact comes back with stats and also is interactive, like the Mona Lisa is waving, or they'll rebuild the artifact. All those different kinds of things that they are now doing with augmented reality in the museum. Digital signage is another one. It's a big one. Helps. I can't wait for this one to be deployed so I don't have to go try on things, and it just shows me in the mirror, because I don't like to spend time shopping. And this is the one I was talking about, the oil refinery, where they're using drones. And drones are able to you can see that this is a complex oil refinery, and they need drones to take cameras and temperatures off of around the refinery, send it back to a mission center to make decisions. I think in the deck you can see the website where to get the SDK, and if it's not in there, please talk to me. It's a free kit, and the software is source code. Thank you.